Okay. So we have in mainframe, we have two databases. One is IMS database, one is DB2 database. So DB2 is a relational database. Okay. So relation means it will have structure like columns and rows. So each column, each row will have a relation with column like that. So there we can establish relation between tables also. Parent table, child table, like that data will be there. Okay. So this is DB2, the environment of DB2. So DB2 is like stands for database 2. Okay. So initially, so act final data we have in tables. Okay, table it's like a file, like how we have data in a PS file. Like a PS file, it is like Excel sheet. Okay. So same way we have data in table. Database we use like database we keep on table and the table present on the database. Okay. Database is a collection of tables. Okay. So physical storage, for storage we call it as storage group. Okay. Storage group, on top of storage group, like we have storage group 1, storage group 2, like that. So on storage group database will reside. Okay. So it is physical space we call storage groups. So after that, on database we have physical space. For tables we have table space, that is physical space. On the table space we have tables. Okay. So if you see sample structure of PS file and if you compare, so this is a, so far you are aware of PS file and PDS library, right? So this is different. This is not need now. So the above one, it is like, it look like this PS file, look like this. Okay, so you have seen PS file. Example, we have created yesterday customer HDFC customer data. Okay, so HDFC cust data. So it is a PS file. Okay, so it will have daily data. So daily bank transactions will come into this file, daily file, and this file will be read into COBOL program. And after reading this file, that data will be updated in database. Okay, so database, it is like, so if you consider this is a database, so these are tables. So table 1. So database have multiple tables. Okay, table 1, table 2, like that it will have. Okay, this Excel is not working fine. So I'm removing this definition. Okay, here. So same way how we have PS file here, same way we have tables. So we have in this PS file, for example, we have 5 columns, right? Okay. So so we have in this file we have 5 columns, right? Employee ID, employee name, and employee city. Okay. So same way we have data in tables. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many columns we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So 1, 2, 3. So let's assume this is a, this is a table. Okay, table 1. So similarly, we have table 2. Like it will have something, some other data. Okay. So like that, we have multiple tables in a database. So like how we have data in PS file, same way we store same data we store in table. Okay, like this is a table, this is a PS file, data in file. Okay, these files we use for daily purpose. These tables are used for historic purpose. Like if you want 7 years data, or if you want 2 years data, like that, in that case we go to this table and we get this data. Okay, these tables are DB2 tables. So collection of these tables is it's called database. Okay, so to get the data from these tables, we have to use SQL. Okay, yes, I think many of you may aware of SQL. So in all technologies, most of the technologies, SQL is used to fetch data from database. It can be DB2 or it can be Oracle or anything. So syntax is same for all SQLs. Okay, so this is kind of small, we can say small tool or small language. It is just 2-3 lines we have in that. So it is very simple. It is used everywhere. Java or everywhere we use SQL to retrieve data from database, nothing but data from tables. We use SQLs. Okay. So today we are going to start SQL. Then after SQL, after you get some idea on SQL, then we can start coding COBOL DB2 program. COBOL DB2 program means COBOL program using file and also using database. So that program we discuss after SQL. Okay. So let me share my mainframe screen. Okay, can you see mainframe?
Yes, sir.
I see some workspace issue. So last second. Okay, sorry for the interruption. And sorry, somebody is using this ID. So to write SQL, we need to create one more PDS. So here I want to explain difference between PS and PDS also one more time. Okay. So you understand, right? What difference between table and file, PS file? Okay, table, it has data. It is used for historic purpose, same as how same as file. Table also has data, so we read data from file, daily data we read from file, and the data will be updated in table. Okay, so this is the purpose of PS file and tables. So now it's, if you see PDS, so PDS libraries we use to for uh, for keeping members. So these are called PDS members. Okay, so it can be like member one, member two, like this. So these members can be COBOL programs or JCLs, or these can be copy books or procs. So those will be covered in next sessions. Okay, so PDS library contain members. So inside members we have the data, means not data. Inside the members we write the code. So this is the difference between PS file and PDS library. Okay, this we call PDS library. It can contain members. So now we need to create one SQL library, SQL PDS library. In that we have to create a member. There we write the SQL code. Okay. So SQL is simply, it is simple. We cannot treat it as a like separate language. It is part of DB2, we can say. Okay, if you learn SQL, DB2 is done. There is nothing else we do with DB2. So we just need to know what is database. Rest all we do with SQL only. Okay. So hope you can see my mainframe screen now. So let's create a library. Okay, I'm from my main screen. I'm going to, you can see the screen, right? Mainframe. Okay, I hope you all can see. So I'm creating a library. This is SQL library. Okay. So here I have to change. So all libraries. So whatever library you create, or whatever PDS nothing but library. So whatever PDS you create, record length should be 80 always. Okay. This is constant for any library, any PDS library, JCL library, COBOL library, load library, whatever. Okay. So for PS file only, record length will vary. So based on data. So now just I showed that in that example only we have 4 fields. So in that case, the PS file length can be 40 bytes. Some other cases there will be like 1000 fields. In that case, the PS file length can be 1000 bytes. Like that, PS file length will varies based on data, but PDS file length will be constant. Always we use 80 bytes to create PS file. Okay, sorry, PDS library. So and directory blocks, here we should give more than 0, greater than 0 for PDS. So you can see in bracket 0 for sequential dataset. Only for sequential dataset, I mean PS file, this should be 0. Other than that, means for PDS library, it should be greater than 0. So I'm giving 10 here. So created. This is SQL library. So here I will add a member. I'm naming it as SQL, or I will name it as SQL1 I am giving just. So under this, inside this member, we can write the SQL. Okay. So there is no need to follow columns and all. This is, we can write, this free flow language kind of thing. So we can write the code anywhere. Just need to follow the syntax. Okay. So I have created the SQL. So now I want to create a table. Okay. So we have already existing tables in this mainframe environment. So we need to create the tables. So we have database, existing database we have. We have to create the table now for our practice. Okay. So to create tables, we have, so before that, I will just explain basic things. Okay. So we'll open a notepad and I'll tell you. Just we'll create a table and then we'll see. Okay. So we use the command syntax like this, create table. So it is like English, it is also same like that only, but it has some kind of keywords. You need to remember those keywords. Okay. So we are using different data, right? So I have explained that we have customer table. Okay, HDFC customer table. We can, let's see, cust table, cust underscore table. This I am giving the table name. I am giving a cust table, customer table, or you can give like cust TBL. So underscores we can use in SQL. We cannot use the hyphens here. You can use full name or you can use underscores. Okay. So here you have to mention the column names. Column names, they should be like how we have in files, like field names, like that column names we have in DB2 table. Okay. So what we have earlier is, let's create same structure. So let me, okay. So we have earlier we use these names, right? These columns we use, so we can use same kind of data I want to store in DB2 table. So that's why I will use same columns, same means same similar column names. Okay. So sorry. So let's take what we have: customer account number, customer name. So cust account. So you can use underscores here. Here we have hyphens, right? COBOL will use hyphens in names, but SQL will use underscores here in while using names. Okay. So I'm giving cust account. So we'll use different name to avoid confusion. Okay. This is customer account. This is 9 of 6. Okay, 6-byte customer number we have. So here instead of numeric we have here integer. Okay, which simply give as integer, or we can give int. Okay, so integer, it will take maximum, it will take 8. It can store 8-byte number. So in DB2 we have different data type, that those are like integer, char. For alphanumeric we have in DB2 char. This is in COBOL X, it is alphanumeric. In DB2 it is char. Okay, like that. Okay, so what else we have? Customer account number, customer name, train ID. So we can simply call it as int. Okay, this is fine. So I'm adding one next field, customer name. Okay, cust name. This will be represented with char of 10. So we have x of 10, right? In COBOL we have declared x of 10. Okay, customer name x of 10. So that is equivalent to char of 10 in DB2. Okay. So then we have customer transaction ID. It is x of 6. Cust tran ID. So char of, we have to use, instead of x we use 6, char of 6. Alphanumeric also it can take as like this. So then we have customer amount. So amount we use, so cust amount. So I'm changing the variable names little bit. Okay. So here we have cust amount. Here I'm writing here full names. Okay. Or we'll use simply customer to just make the difference. I will use customer account and customer tran ID, customer amount, like this we can use. Okay, then customer amount we have. So this amount we have used here, like 9 of 5, 9 of dot, 9 of 2 means 5 numeric, 5 byte numeric part and 2 byte decimal part. Okay, so here to represent these decimal values, we have to use decimal data type. Decimal we mention here, and here, so total length is 7 bytes, right? Out of 7, so we have 2 bytes decimal part. Okay, so 5 plus 2, total 7. Out of 7, 2 bytes decimal, like that we do. So and then we have customer tran type. So customer tran type. Okay, so this is also alphanumeric. So char of 2 byte we have, right? So then what we have, customer bank, customer tran date. So customer bank, this the length. What is this length? 8 bytes. Sorry, 4 bytes. And last we have customer tran date. I'm writing, okay, TRAN date. So here for dates we use date function. We just mention date here. That's it. So it will treat that as data type. Okay, data type means so kind of data, what data these variables can accept. So this customer account can accept integer data. Integer means numeric, only numeric data. Data it will accept. This will accept only characters. This amount field will accept only like numeric and decimal, combination of numerics and decimal part. Like amount fields, normal we write, right, 900.00, like that it will accept. So this customer date, this field will accept only data types. So when we pass date, then only it will accept, like that. Okay, this is the declaration of this variable. So we are table. We are creating the table. So then we'll do like customer TBL table, customer table. So here we need to mention the database name. So on which database we are creating this table. So we need to mention that. So create table in here, we are going to mention the database name and table space names. So DB mate A1. We have existing database DB mate 1. DB mate 1 dot TS stands for table space. Table space mate AC. Okay. So like I said, database. So table space, if you see, just will explain here on the screen. So let's run this, then we'll explain, we'll use a notepad and we'll explain again these concepts. Okay. So this is the SQL we have coded now, okay, to create the table, customer table. Okay. So I'm doing F3 here. We'll go to Spoofy. So we have a tool. So for DB2, we need to go to option 15 here. Okay. On main screen, primary screen, go to option 15. Okay. Here we use Spoofy. This Spoofy is a tool. It is used to execute the SQL statements. To run the SQL statements, we use this tool, Spoofy tool. Okay. Option 1 here, you need to select. Then you have to give your SQL library. So what is our library? So this is our library, SQL lib.sql1. So you need to create the data set first. So when you come here, so you have to create this, and this output data set we no need to create. So it will create automatically. You can give any name. So I can give like customer account output. So it will be created in runtime. Just if you press enter here, so you can see this screen. Okay. If you So in COBOL, how we end each statement with period, same way SQL we end with semicolon. This is semicolon. This is end of SQL statement, we can say. So if I run this query, to run this query, we need to give semicolons here, give 2, 3 semicolons and do F3. Then it will create the table actually. So but we got error now. SQL code -104 error. So it is saying illegal symbol customer tran type. So see why it is saying illegal symbol. So comma is missing here. You can see here, this is continuation, right? We have after every field, we have comma, comma, comma. So from here, comma is missing. That's why it is saying it is expected comma there, but it found this. It's saying illegal symbol. So do F3 there. So again press enter here. So add the commas, comma, comma, and comma. So for last field, we should not give a comma. Okay, so again run it, give any number of civils, give just more than 3, 4. You can do F3 here. So you can see statement execution successful. So SQL code 0 here also, like how we have max CC when you run job, you get max CC, right? Max CC or max RC. So it's maximum condition code. It is if it is 0 means success. Same way in DB2 we have SQL code. So for every time whenever we run SQL, so this code, this is a variable, this is a field, it reside along with DB2 environment. So it will handle it is used to evaluate the SQL execution. So అంటే SQL అనేది ఫెయిల్ అయిందా సక్సెస్ అయిందా అనేది మనం ఈ SQL కోడ్ చూసి చెప్పొచ్చు. సో if it is 0 means SQL is success. If it is some minus value, negative value, we get like earlier we got -104, right? Illegal symbol అనొచ్చు -104. That means there is error. Okay, so we corrected that error and ran again. Okay, you see table is created now. Okay, so we don't need this query again. This called SQL stands for structure query language. Okay, we simply call this as query anantam, or we can call SQL. Okay, SQL command anachu, we can call simply query anachu, like that. Okay, so we are done with this table creation. So I am commenting this. To comment this, so manaku COBOL ela 7th column star untudo, so same way, and JCL how we have // star in the beginning to comment any line. So like that, in SQL also, to comment the statement, we have to use 2 hyphens in the beginning. First column, 2 hyphens eval. So this is, we created table. We don't need again this. Okay. So I'm commenting this code. Sorry. Save this, and so now I want to see with that, see the table. Okay, select star from table. What is the table name? We have to use table name here, customer TBL. Okay, this is another command I am running now. These are simple commands only, like this only. This is one command. This in real time we never create a table. This command we never use, but you have to know what is, how we create table, that you have to know, right? That's why we'll teach you. Okay, so we just use these select commands real time. Okay, so I'm selecting the data from customer table. Okay, star means it will select all. So if you do run this, you can see column names only it is showing here. So customer account number, customer name, customer transaction ID, customer amount, customer tran type. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How many we have? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, and date also is there, right? So it's 6, 7, bank date. So 7 columns we have. So there is no data in the table. Just headings, heading మాత్రమే కనిపిస్తుంది. Header names మాత్రమే కనిపిస్తున్నాయి. Okay. So now what we need to do, we have to write the data, insert the data in the table. So to insert data, we have to use the command. Here, if you I'm commented this, you can see this in output, but these are commented lines. You can ignore them. So here I am writing insert query. Okay. Okay, we'll after inserting, we'll explain how many queries we have then and all. Okay, so insert query. I want to insert values. Insert into table. The table name we have to mention here. Okay, so just a second. So I will share the document to follow follow and practice these steps. Okay. So for inserting, we just need to use the table name. Okay. So first table is the table name. We don't need to use table word here. So insert into table name values. So we have to mention the values. So what kind of values we are inserting, we have to mention that. Okay. We have so many so I will just keep this in second line. We have 7 fields, right? 7 fields. That's why I am writing in separate line. Otherwise, you can, if there are less number of fields, you can use here itself. So I'm just writing in next line here. So values. So what values I want to insert? I want to insert the values. Let's take same how we have in table. Or sorry, we have already a file, right? Some from same file we can take the data. We have HDFC customer data, customer transactions we have already. Okay, these are the transactions. So I want to insert the values like this. So taking complete, copying complete record here. So we'll close this program. Okay. So, okay, we'll move this to some more left side. I think this is still not enough. Okay, so length of this PDS is 80 bytes only. So we have to use next line if it is not enough, but this will be enough. We have spaces between. I will remove those spaces. Okay, insert into values. So we have to mention the numeric value as it is. There is no quotes required. For character values, we have to use a single quotes. Okay. So like how we give when you write a normal COBOL program, we have used these codes, right, for characters. For numbers, we don't need these codes. For decimal value, for this decimal value also, we don't need any codes. Okay. For characters only, we need single quotes. So I'm inserting this data into that field, sorry, into the table. So date also, we don't need any thing, but date format should be like this. It should be like, so year 2022, right? So between year and month, we should have one hyphen. Okay, and between month and date, we have one hyphen. So this is like this, it will treat it as date. So then only this data type we have given, right? This data type, it will expect that date in this format. It should be in this format. Okay, hyphens usually in between as separation. Okay, so I'm doing columns on here. So 72 maximum. So 80 bytes untadi length and but 72 varaku manam use cheyochu. So after 72, everything whatever is there in PDS file, it will be treated as comments. It will not be considered in execution. So I'm inserting one record. Okay, so I'm moving a little bit right side here because I have to add the semicolon end of statement. Okay, if I do submission, so I'm doing again running this query. So here I'm inserting, and then next after insert I'm again checking the data. So both commands I'm running at a time. Okay, so give semicolons, do F3 here. You can see it is giving error here. The value is not compatible with data. Okay, so we need to change something. So it is giving error on customer tran date. Okay, so we'll see why. So date also we have to mention single quotes. Okay, so I'm moving this little bit left right side. So keep data also in single quotes. Only numeric decimal values and numeric values. These only for this only we don't need any single quotes. For all alpha numeric or character data type and also date, we have to use single quotes. Okay. Here, just I will use high auto to make unique color. Okay. So there are no keywords in SQL. Keywords means we have these are keywords. So insert into these values. These three are keywords, but they are not highlighting here. Okay. So let's run again this query. So now you can see number of rows affected one. So you can see the statement execution was successful. SQL code 0. 0 means successful ga ఇది insert in the table record. Okay, you can see here. Next time running the query, select query. Select means it will display whatever data present in table. So here it is displaying this table has this data. So it has customer account 202212, customer name Krishna, transaction number, tran ID. So customer amount, database tran type, and right side if you go, it has bank name, tran date. So due to these lengthy names, we are not able to see in one screen. So I'm doing F11 here. So you can see here bank, customer date, tran date like that. Okay, so want to change this to just want to change the names. So we'll run again. So I want to change all these things. Customer name to just use CST. I will use CST. Okay, customer. Okay, I will again recreate. I will create another table quickly and we'll use that. So it is. So commenting these lines, I'll create the create the table, new table with this short name, short variable name. So we can use. Real time we can have any way, but just to show you all in one page, I want to use short names. So tran date also I'm using trn date, or we'll use trn date dt. I will use. This is just variable names. Variable names are user defined. You can use any names. Okay. Okay, I will run this query again. This it will create another table, CST table, cost table. Okay. So it is created table. Okay. So let's insert the data again. So I use the command see all, means it will change all the characters wherever it find customer. I change that with the CST. Okay, this is the command change all these words with customer words to CST. It will do. Okay, so I commented this create table commands. Then I want to insert the values. Let's insert multiple records. So RR, I'm repeating this five times. So RR4 will use. So let's insert different values 3, 4, 5. Sorry, this is name 6. So we can use different names. Using same. So I just we can use anything. Just I'm giving example. Okay. So transaction ID will be 2, 3, 4, 5. 60,000, 70,000, 80,000, 90,000 like that. So we have transactions same way we can have debit credit. Transaction date. Let's say this is so we get daily data. So daily on the same day whenever transaction is happened, the date is same. If you take another example, some other date, if it is, you can change date also. So just to keep in sync with the example, I'm not changing dates. Okay. Let's see today's date. What is today's date? We can give today's date also. So YY, it will be MM. So 07 month date. 07 month date. So 07, 11, 7, 11. This is just data. Data can be anything. You can give anything. Okay. So I'm inserting 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records in the table. Okay. I'm not running this select query here. Okay. So just I'm inserting here. So you can see these records are inserted. So 1, 2, 3, 5 records. You can see all successful return codes. For every insert, you will get one return code. So you can see here number of SQL statements processed 5. So we have insert 5 times, right? So 5 insert statements processed. So we can call this as SQL commands or SQL statements any way we call. So we inserted 5 records. Okay. Now I will run this select query, select statement. Okay. So if you already inserted, right, I'm commenting this insert lines because we already inserted. So you can copy here, you can select like this, Control C, and you can also comment like this, complete copy paste. So I'm running only select query. This will display content of the table. Okay. So if so, give semicolons here, do F3. You can see the table content here. Okay, this is the table data. So it has customer account, customer name, TRAN ID, amount, TRAN type, customer bank, transaction date. Like this, we have data in DB2 table. Okay, so compared to file, this is the file, right? So this is PS file has data like this. It will not have header here. You don't know what is this item. You don't know what is this. You don't know unless you see this data with header. You don't know what is this data. But in table, it is different. Table will appear along with header names. You can see this is customer account. This is customer name, customer time, like that. You can see in table DB2. So that is the difference between this the core difference between table and PS file. Okay. and this data is, it can be stored for years. Okay, this is not for one day. In tables, it is like database. This is daily data. It can be available tomorrow or not. That is not guarantee. Like daily we'll get data from the customer, right? So how many files we can maintain? We just to process the data and delete that file, or we can delete that file. Again, when new data come next tomorrow, we can again create the same file, same name. We have create this file, and so data will come in this file. After inserting this data into this table, we delete that. We delete that PS file. Again tomorrow, again data will come in this file. Again the data will be updated in table, like that. So now we did manually. We just inserted data manually. So program will do actual update, real time program will do this update. Now I'm explaining SQL to you. So as part of this, I inserted data manually. Okay. So let's see how many commands we have in SQL. So anyone has any questions so far? Okay, if no questions, we can we'll just explain the SQL, how many commands we have in SQL. So SQL, it stands for structure query language. Okay, so we have three types of commands here. DDL commands in within SQL we have types of commands. Just command. So DDL means data definition language. DDL commands we call. This name it has like that, but there is nothing. We cannot treat this as language. We can say SQL commands actually, but they named as language. So this is not actually. We can say simply commands, SQL commands or queries. We call this as, okay. It is not like big language. So DDL commands. So DDL means data definition. Data definition. L for language. So we can say simply DDL commands. Okay. See here we have commands like 4 commands we have: create, drop, alter. Okay. So create means to create that new table. We use, right, just now we use create table and all. So it has syntax like create table, table name, just created cast table, and we mention the values here. The field one data type, character or integer, whatever we mentioned there, like that. It will have field 2, its data type, and length. If it is character, we give the length. If it is integer, we just give int. So it will take 8 bytes by default. We don't need to give the length. For char, it will be, we have to give the based on length we can give. Okay, so this is create command. For decimal, we have like 9. If it is 9, or we can say same 7 out of 7, 3 bytes, 2 bytes are decimal points. That means, so 7, total 7, 1 2 3 4 4 5 6 7. Out of 7, these 2 are decimal points. Okay, it will treat like this. Total is 7. Out of 7, 2 are decimals, like that. So just for your reference, I will share this. So already we have previous notes, but again to share this. Okay, so it will look like this. So here we need to mention the database name. So database name, on which database we are creating this table, and table space name. Okay, here end of this query. So this is the start, and here these are the fields. So in brackets we mention these field names and data types. At the end we just end this with statement, semicolon. So this is create table. Simply, if you want to delete the table, you have to use drop table. Drop table name. So if I just do drop, it will delete the table. Okay, this simple command, one line. Alter table. This, if you want to change anything, for example, I want to change a date, a column length, or I want to add new column. Okay, I want to add new column as field 5. So you can add using this add alter table, tbl table name, add. You can add the column like something, you can add one more column like that, you can add. Or we have options here, add, or we can do here change or alter, you can use. So for existing field, you can also change length. For example, field 2 we have 10 bytes, so I want to change that to 15 bytes, like that. So existing table, to do anything we use this alter table. Okay, so this is this purpose of this alter table. So add or alter or anything we can use. So we don't actually, we never use this command, these three commands we never use. Okay, only database admins, okay, DBA, we call it as DBA, database administrators, they use these commands. Okay, so developers means we developers never use DDL commands. ఓకే, మనం కొత్తగా మనం టేబుల్ క్రియేట్ చేయమని మనకి ఎక్కడ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉండదు. ఓకే, సో ఆల్రెడీ టేబుల్స్ ఉంటే ఉన్న టేబుల్స్ యూజ్ చేయాలి. ఏదైనా టేబుల్ కొత్తగా క్రియేట్ చేయాలన్నా సరే వీ హ్యావ్ టు రైజ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ ఫర్ టేబుల్ క్రియేషన్ అండ్ వీ సబ్మిట్ దట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ టు డిబిఎస్. సో డిబిఎస్ చేస్తారు. సో మనకి ఎలా కావాలి డేటా అంటే వాళ్ళు దే హ్యావ్ యాక్సెస్. సో మనం డిబిఏకి రిక్వెస్ట్ పెడతాం, ఐ నీడ్ దిస్ టేబుల్, సో విత్ సో అండ్ సో కాలమ్స్ విత్ దిస్ లెన్స్, సో కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ క్రియేట్, లైక్ దట్ వీ సబ్మిట్ రిక్వెస్ట్ టు డేటాబేస్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్స్. Okay, then they create this table and they give us. So we just have to use existing table. Okay, then what commands we have? So this is one, and another one is DCL commands. This, for this also we don't have access. DCL, data control commands, data control language. So we can treat simply data control commands. So these are like access, revoke, two commands ఉంటుంది. So access, giving access to someone. So access, nobody. So if I don't want to allow someone to access the tables, so we can restrict the access. Not all people have access to table, right? So specific people only, for specific peoples only we can give access. Okay, so for this we use this DCL commands. Sorry, this DCL, data control commands. Control access. So this is to give access. Okay, this is to remove the access. Revoke means remove the access. For users, so our users are developers. Okay, users can be anyone, developer or business people, anyone can be users. Okay, so when you see something like some confidential data undanukondi, meer already office lo intha work chesedi unte, so you don't have access. So access is not allowed for you and వస్తుంది. So when you log in only, you can access something like that, they provide access. Okay, when you do Google or anything, anywhere, if you search, behind that search SQL will run and SQL will get the data from database and it will give you the output. Okay, SQL is kind of interface between these programs and database or user. So user from front end, if you మీరు నెట్ బ్యాంకింగ్ లాగిన్ అయ్యారనుకోండి, సో ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు ఫెచ్ యువర్ డేటా కరెంట్, యూ వాంట్ టు సీ యువర్ బ్యాలెన్స్, సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు క్లిక్ హియర్ టు సీ యువర్ బ్యాలెన్స్. సో మీరు ఆ బటన్ క్లిక్ చేసినప్పుడు బ్యాక్ ఎండ్ SQL రన్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, SQL విల్ రన్ విత్ యువర్ అకౌంట్ నంబర్ it will search in database with your account number. What is your balance amount? It will fetch from there and it will display you on screen. Okay, that is the purpose of SQL. Okay, so we have covered two types of commands here. So we have one more type. So we'll end the class with this last one. I will share the screenshots to practice these SQLs after the class. Okay. So we have DML commands, data manipulation. DML stands for data manipulation. Means we can manipulate the data. We cannot manipulate table, this alter and all. We don't have access, but we can play with data. Okay, data we can do anything. So these are the commands we use. This is like select command, insert command. Okay, so select is like read in file in COBOL. How we have read to read the file, or what we do read command. We give read command. Insert is like write. Okay, to read the data in table we use select. To write data into table means to insert data into table we use insert. Okay, like read in COBOL. Is like normal terminology also. To write anything on database you have to use insert command. And we have delete. Delete is straightforward, right? Delete, we can delete data. And what do we have? Update. You can update existing data. Okay, like this we have 4 DML command. These only we use. Okay, so we have covered select, insert, and here we have covered the create. So alter, drop. So these are not required. So I will just quickly explain. So delete and update quickly we'll see. Then we'll the session. So I want to update particular employee. So I want to update amount of this employee. Okay, sorry, not employee. This is customer data, right? So for this customer, I want to update the amount. Some credit is credited happened on that account. So account the customer accounts look amount to credit in. So for that I want to update that his amount on the table. Okay. For this we have to use update table. Can use direct table name, update table, set. This is the command we use, set. What is this field name, amount field name, CST amount. So these are the variables. These are nothing but variables. Okay. Set customer amount equal to. So currently,
Sir,
yeah.
sir notepad కనిపిస్తుంది సార్ మీకు టైప్ చేసేది కనిపిస్తారు.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sorry. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, sir.
So I'm writing update query here. Okay, I will comment this select also. So update CST table set. I'm changing, or I want to change the customer name. Let's say I want to change a customer name. His name is updated. So he changed his name. Okay. So customer name. So earlier it was something Krishna. So I want to change this to something like Murli, like that. Okay. So then, so I want to change for this customer, right? So how the, so we have to mention the condition here. So where, for which customer name I want to update? I want to update the customer who is having the account number 202212. Okay. So here we write the condition where. So you can write anywhere, and just for to make it like understandable, just writing here. So here customer, sorry, what is this? Customer account, where customer account equal to this. We'll add one space here. So like this, I'm updating name. In the customer table, I am updating customer name. Set command we use to update the values. Okay. Okay, current value is Krishna. Then after running this SQL, this customer account, the customer who is having the account number 202212, his name should be updated to this new name. Okay. So I'm running this. So along with this, you can run multiple commands at a time. So let's run 2 at a time. So after update, it will show the output. It will just read. It will read only. It will not do anything. It will just read and display. Okay. So updating F3, you can see updated, successfully executed SQL code 0. You can see the name is updated for this customer. Okay, account number for this account, the name is updated. This is update query we use like this. Okay. Now I want to delete some data. Okay, I want to delete. For delete, this is a delete syntax of delete. Okay. So earlier one is syntax for update. Okay, let me put in notepad. We'll share this with you. Okay, syntax for delete is like we write like this. Okay, delete from table name. Here we just need to mention the condition. What do you want to delete? I want to delete record of this same customer, or I want to delete record of account customer having account number 13. Suresh record I want to delete from the table. Okay, so this is the condition you code. So just run this. You can see here Suresh record is not there, so it is deleted. So this is deleting. The select is just displaying. It is just displaying to us. It is like reading table and displaying us. Okay. So this is purpose of delete. Okay. So then if you want to drop the table, means I want to delete complete table. Then you have to use drop table. Drop table name. So this will delete the table, complete table. So if I run this, then I am trying to read the data in table. So before running that, we'll show you. Okay, so there is system database, so where the tables will present. Okay, so that there all table information will be there. So I will show you that in next class. Okay, just we'll run this command now. So executing this, you can see this table is deleted successfully. You cannot see message here deleted like that. We can see successful, and you can see code SQL code 0. So next after running this, after deleting table, I'm running select query. I'm trying to read data from table. Now it is saying it is giving error -204. It is saying METAC, this CST table is an undefined name. The table అనేది లేదు అని చెప్తుంది. Okay, like that we use these DML commands. We don't use DDL and DCL commands. We use only DML command. This drop and all we don't use this. Okay, only database admins they do this. Okay. Okay, anyone has any questions, any doubts? Sorry, there is big lag in this session I observed. So I just restricted people joining outside. That's why I just kept a hold. I enabled waiting room, and then only I'm allowing. So that's why it took time initially. Okay, sorry for that. So if you have any questions, you can reach me on phone. Okay. Is it clear or any issues? I will share the screenshots to practice this SQLs. Okay, today after 1 2 hours, I will share the screenshots. Then you can practice these SQLs. Then we use these SQLs in COBOL program. Then tomorrow we'll start that. Okay, I'm using writing COBOL DB2 program. Okay, thank you all for joining. Then we can connect again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.